Hey, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I hope you're having a blessed day wherever in the world you are. Welcome to Pep Talk, the podcast that gives you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help us, God, where we're here to take all these crazy health and wellness and complex conversations that you're getting exposed to every day and the world that you're in and in social and on social media. And we take those conversations, break them down into simple, understandable, digestive aspects, and then we give you daily action steps so you can start doing right now to improve the health and quality of your life, your loved ones, and if you're a physician, improve the quality and health of your patients. I'm Dr. Eric Naputi. 20 years I've been practicing all across the globe, helping people get to the root cause of their problem, not only helping patients, but training doctors and healthcare advocates on how to recognize the root cause of problems through functional medicine, functional neurology, and what I call common sense health. Unfortunately, common sense health, it ain't that common anymore. Today, I want to talk a little bit about migraines, and I want to talk about the causes, the solutions, things that you should be doing. This is something that came up as a conversation piece just today. I had somebody listening to one of our podcasts that messaged me and said, "Hey, my girlfriend has recurrent migraines. What can we do?" They don't have any hope and they don't know where to turn anymore. So I want you to understand, first of all, millions and millions of people are dealing with regular, consistent migraines. And I'm not talking about just headaches. I'm talking about the full-blown migraine to the point where you see auras. It feels like there's a stabbing in the head. You can get nauseous. You might even throw up, like full-grown migraines that not only affect your brain, but also your gut. It really is an overstimulation of the brain gut synapses and etc. So I made some notes here. I want to share this with you because I'll tell you, the last 22 years I've been in private practice, we've literally seen hundreds of thousands of patients with migraines. We've been very successful at helping them if they will help us help them. Because typically getting rid of a migraine isn't just take this supplement, take this drug, do this treatment. It's a lifestyle change that begins by you understanding how to take care of yourself. Folks, self-care is the real healthcare. The more you learn how to take care of yourself, the better you're going to respond. And putting all your health and faith into drugs, potions, lotions, and even supplements is not going to fix your problem. It's all about finding the root cause of the problem. And migraines are what are considered multifactorial. What does that mean? That means there are multiple contributing factors that can be causing your individual migraines. So that's why when we talk about health, we really look at the 5 pillars of health. I look and I measure brain and spinal cord function. That's your central nervous system. And by the way, there are simple, very inexpensive, and convenient ways to simply measure your central nervous system. The second thing we look at is we measure the autonomic nervous system. Now, I'm going to tell you, I find a lot of autonomic nervous system dysfunction primarily with the vagus nerve that starts at the base of the skull, goes all the way down to the GI tract with migraines. The third thing we measure is the gut microbiome. There are hundreds of trillions of cells in and on our body that are made up of funguses, bacteria, and etc. that predicate how the rest of your body responds, how your cells work, how you detoxify, how you make hormones and chemicals and neurotransmitters. So if your bacteria is off, which most people's are, some data shows that up to 95% of the global population has disruption of the normal microbiome. That can cause serious issues. The fourth thing we look at is cellular health and function, not just running a blood test to see if we should prescribe you cholesterol meds or blood pressure meds or blood sugar meds, but really looking, and I mean looking under a microscope at your cells. Are they sticking together? Are they made proper? I mean, all the things, looking at vitamins, minerals, hormones, nutrients, etc. And last but not least, looking at your DNA and your genetics. Did you know that there are certain genetic imbalances that you could be born with that are called single nucleotide polymorphisms? We talk about genes as either being clean genes or dirty genes. A clean gene is a gene that's firing like it was designed to fire. A dirty gene is a gene that, well, it's glitchy. It's not working proper. And the downstream pathways are problematic because of that. So with any multifactorial disease or dysfunction, and migraines being one of them, there is no one-stop shop. There is no cookbook of this. You have to look at those 5 factors and find out what is out of balance and then work towards treating those things, not through drugs, surgeries, and even nutraceuticals, but by lifestyle changes and improving the quality and function of people's lives. So let me give you the top 10 contributing factors to migraines. Number 1 are genetic imbalances. There's something in our genes called single nucleotide polymorphisms, or SNPs. These SNPs, which are imbalances in our genes' ability to express and fire like it's supposed to, are serious problems. And some of the SNPs, which we'll get into deeper later, are things like MTHFR or COMT, which is a dopamine receptor receptor for the body, which can be negatively impacting neurotransmitters and migraines. Those are huge. There's so many genes that affect the gut, that affect metabolism. MTHFR, because of the direct correlation with migraines, it's one of the first things that we look at. There's almost always an MTHFR deficiency or defect in the system. Number 2, gut microbiome balance. If your bacteria is not balanced in your body, you're going to have dysbiosis, which can lead to cellular inflammation and leaky gut, which has been clinically proven to trigger migraines. Okay. Number 3, you could have upper cervical misalignments of the spine. Many of you know that if the structure of your car is off, that's going to cause dysfunction of the vehicle. Your neck is supposed to have a 45-degree banana curve. If I turn my head to the side, I should have a curvature in that thing that looks like a banana. Well, if you lose that curvature that's supposed to be 40 to 45 degrees, you can't get proper signaling from your brain to your body and your body to your brain. Those misalignments can lead to nerve entrapments, which can absolutely trigger recurrent migraines. In fact, there's been studies that have shown the curve in the neck is called the arc of life. And if your neck flattens out and goes straight, that can cause problems with the vagus nerve, problems with the parasympathetic nervous system in the brain, which is the part of the brain that helps you rest, relax, grow, develop, and heal. Those misalignments in the upper part of that cervical spine can contribute to vision issues, hearing issues, nasal issues, which is why triggers like sound, light, and smell can be triggers for migraines. I mean, it's absolutely so common. And you want to know one of the reasons why we lose this curve now more than ever is because we're constantly on our phones and our tablets doing those kinds of things. That's not good. Okay. So misalignment of the upper 2 cervical vertebrae could be very problematic. Number 4, a condition called sympathetic overload, which is very common in today's world. It's the part of the brain that deals with stress. And if that part of your brain is too high, that fight or flight response is triggered and engaged, and it's stuck in a reflexive pattern where it never shuts down. We don't rest, we don't digest, we don't grow, we don't develop, we don't heal. So overload of sympathetic nervous system could be a problem. Number 5 is histamine intolerance, or an over signaling of histamines. Now, there are genetic imbalances that can lead to that. You could have a DAO enzyme, a DAO enzyme deficiency. You could have a DAO SNP genetically that's not working. You could have abnormal microbiome bacteria, too many bad bugs, candida, yeast, etc., that can contribute to this. Too low in lactobacillus or bifidobacterium can cause that histamine response. Or you could be deficient in an enzyme called amylase, which not only is a natural antihistamine, it helps your body digest and break down carbohydrates and sugars. So again, multifactorial reasons. That's why when you eat certain foods, it triggers your migraine. It's not the food that caused it. It's the deficiency or toxicity that you have that caused it. Number 6, it could be a hormone fluctuation. You could have high levels of estrogen, which is the most common cause of migraines in women. It's elevated estrogen. You could have too low progesterone. You could have too low testosterone, or an imbalance of any of those hormones. You could have congestion, number 7, of the liver, non-fatty alcohol liver syndrome, or elevated liver enzymes. If the liver is stressed out, the rest of the body is going to be stressed out. The liver, excuse me, is one of the organs in the body that filters the blood, does thousands of things enzymatically in the body. And if the liver's not working well, it's going to cause increases in blood pressure, and it's going to cause stagnation of the blood. And if the blood can't flow proper, especially up into the brain, headaches and migraines, the liver can be that. In fact, a lot of times if you have a migraine, I'll have patients go where their liver is, which is on the right-hand side where your rib cage is, go underneath that, go in deep and push on that. And a lot of times it'll be tender. And if you hold it for 30 to 60 seconds, you can push some of the stress out of the liver that's like a sponge. And a lot of times that headache or migraine will dissipate. It's a sign that the liver is the problem. Number 8, obviously environmental triggers like light, sound, certain fragrances, etc., could be like the final straw, but something caused that environmental allergy to be a problem. And it's usually neurological in nature. Number 9 is nutritional deficiencies. We find magnesium deficiencies, potassium deficiencies being a huge part of it, and also CoQ10 deficiencies or something called ubiquinone are contributing factors to migraines. Dietary triggers, eating certain foods, spicy foods, alcohol, caffeine, processed food, processed meat, processed cheese. And in the world we live in North America, the vast majority of our food has chemicals in it that quite honestly we're allergic to. We shouldn't be ingesting, these food colorings, these dyes, these added preservatives that really are carcinogens and neuro toxins to our body. So let's talk about biohacking. What can you do to get to the root cause of the problem? Number 1, run a genetic profile to find out what SNPs. Do you have clean genes, dirty genes? What action steps can you take? I run the BioLimitless DNA discovery test. You can go to the website right here, look this thing up, biolimitless.com. We use that for our patients. We do it virtually. We do it in the offices. You as a consumer can go purchase that formula or that product now and find out if your MTHFR gene is a problem, or your COMT gene, the COMT gene is a problem, or the DAO enzyme gene is a problem. Those could be triggers, and there's lifestyle changes you can do if that's the case to help with that. You want to optimize your gut health. I would recommend that all of you are making sure that you're getting prebiotics in your body. Prebiotics are vegetable fibers, so eating vegetables, especially dark green vegetables, peppers, dark leafy greens, things of that nature are very powerful. And then taking other prebiotics are like onions and garlics and things like that. But using a formula, I use a formula called the Master Microbiotic formula. It's a spore-based bacteria. It has the 7 bacteria and fungi in it that are found in the blue zones of the world that are necessary to improve the microbiome. Very, very powerful. Go see a chiropractor or an osteopath. Get a lateral cervical x-ray, the side of your neck. If you don't have a 45-degree banana curve, or if the vertebrae are misaligned, you look at the x-ray from the front and it shows a twist or a tilt in it. You look at it from the side and it's either too tilted, too compressed, or anterior out of alignment. Those are going to be contributing factors physically of headaches and migraines. Number 4, histamine management, eating low histamine foods, taking an enzyme that's called a DAO enzyme, a DAO enzyme, that could really help. You can buy those on Amazon, DAO enzymes, okay? And eating antihistamine foods or taking natural antihistamines like quercetin or quercetin with your meals can really help alleviate migraines and etc. Number 5, cleaning up the liver, taking liver support like milk thistle or NAC on a regular basis can help a ton with the liver health. Number 6, magnesium supplementation. This is a big one. First thing I tell everybody, if you have migraines, go get some magnesium glycinate or a chelated form of magnesium. Start taking 500 to 1,000 milligrams minimum a day. Give your body 14 days and see what happens. Give it 14 days. And if in 14 days you're good, do it for 30, especially females, so you can go through a full hormonal cycle. You'd be blown away by how many people get help with that. It's got to be a magnesium glycinate. It's the best form of that. Regular exercise. Regular exercise helps balance neurotransmitters. hormones, reduces inflammation, and helps the body deal with insulin resistance, which is a massive contributing factor to liver stress, migraines, headaches, and the like. Man, doing some mindfulness work or breath work, prayer and fasting are powerful ways to just get the body to heal. But doing some mindfulness with deep breathing exercises, doing box breathing, you can go to YouTube and look that up. I've got videos on our site as well on box breathing or de-stress programs. Just go to our website, look up de-stress protocols. They're there. Doing Wim Hof breathing, things of that nature, just to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system will really help a lot with that. Number 9, go get a methylated B vitamin. Your B vitamin should be methylcobalamin. That's the B12 you should have. And it should be L-methylfolate. That's the B6 you should have. So B9. So you should have methylated B12 and methylated B9 in your system. And then number 10, cold therapy. Whether it's a cold plunge, cryotherapy, whether it's doing a cold bath, whether it's just taking ice water and putting it on your face or dumping your face in the sink with cold water in it, those are things that can help. Also, if you take heat and put heat on the base of your neck and put your feet in cold water for 10 to 15 minutes and then reverse that where it's cold on your neck or your forehead and heat on the bottom, that can also stimulate the body's parasympathetic nervous system to adapt and overcome to migraines. But I need you to understand something. The cause of the problem is the treatment for the problem. And unless you're looking at a multifactorial approach, like we talked about, looking at the 5 factors, looking at all the things we discussed, how can you possibly help fix your problem? You can't. Because if all you're doing is getting Imitrex from your doctor or getting Botox shots or pain relievers, that's not addressing the root cause. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't or can't do those things while you're getting to the root cause to help with the symptoms, but you need to understand that headaches, migraines, especially any of these migraine things that are multifactorial, could take months, years, or decades for your body to develop, and it could take some time for your body to correct those things as well. So look, I know this is a lot of information. Here's what I want you to do. Go back, listen to this podcast, share it with your friends and family. Go to our website. That's peptalk.world, peptalk.world. Like, subscribe, and share all of this on your social media platforms. Tell us the positive results that you're having, and make sure that you understand that knowledge is power. Knowledge is power, but it's wisdom is taking that knowledge and applying it to your life. My job is to help give you information. Your job is to understand you have the ability and the responsibility and the free will to take that information, put it into your life. We'll give you the map, the keys, and the car so you can drive yourself to your happiness, your health, and your wealth. But you are the one that's responsible for that, folks. Until we meet again, I'm Dr. Eric Naputi. God bless you. God bless America, and God bless the world. Stay smart out there, and I'll see you soon. Be well.